Hey guys, it's Zori and Kylie back at the podcast. In today's episode, we thought we would get a little creepy with it. On one of our episodes before, we touched base a little bit on serial killers. I can't remember, it wasn't the whole podcast, but we touched base on some of Zori was telling a story and then it just kind of went into some of the more famous serial killers. But this time we're gonna talk about 10 mysterious police cases that are still unsolved. So cases that went cold. They're probably more from a long time ago because I forget how many years it takes for it to go cold, or maybe not even years.
I forget.
I feel like it could be really quick for it to go cold.
I think cold cases are years though.
It could be years. Yeah. Okay. And most of these I think are old ones. But so the first one, obviously this is a more famous person, the Zodiac killer. I'm just gonna read something about him if you don't know anything about him. It says, most people are usually quiet about their crimes, but Zodiac was anything but. So these were the years of 1968 to 1969, so it was just 1 year, but he terrorized San Francisco with his murder spree. So a spree, that's actually very quick. It's not really a cooling off period, but he taunted the police with his coded letters to the local papers, which is actually pretty cool. So, he would put codes in the paper, and the police would have to, solve them that way. It was legitimately, I'll show you the picture,
That's so
that.
Pretentious.
He would code it like that.
That's so pretentious. Oh my God.
Obviously, that has nothing to do with Zodiacs, but, the coding is just crazy. Yeah. Most serial killers are very intellectually smart.
Oh, yeah.
I think they're almost when you're too smart that it just
yeah.
I feel like some people are just so smart that it's it's just crazy. But he had at least 5 killings directly connected to him, although he claims to have killed 37 people. So they linked 5. Yeah, they linked 5 to him, but he claims he killed 37. Which I don't know if he was just ritzing it up or if he really was just okay, one thing about serial killers is they love praise and attention.
Yeah.
They love being glorified.
Negative or not.
Yeah. Even if it's to be infamous. Yeah. So his terror began when Betty Lou Jensen, who was only 16, and David Arthur Faraday, 17, were found lying outside of their bullet-peppered car.
Oh, so their car got shot up.
Okay. Jensen was found dead at the scene with 5 gunshot wounds to her back, while Faraday died of a bullet to the head on the route to the hospital. Okay. So, wow. So he was using guns, which doesn't seem very serial killerish. And when it said he was on a murder spree, that's also not really serial killerish, but they only did call him the Zodiac Killer. So maybe he wasn't considered in the serial category because spree is more of just quicker.
Serial is still just multiple.
Multiple.
It's a series of people.
There was I remember in school I learned there was spree, mass, and serial, which
Wait, look it up.
Okay. What? Look up what?
The difference between spree, mass, and serial killing. I have all these tabs open. You can just open it.
Between spree, mass, and serial killing. Okay. What is the difference between a serial killer, spree killer, and a mass murder? So, if I'm right, the dictionary defines a serial killer as a person who kills more than one victim in more than one location in a very short period of time. But according to the FBI, that definition actually reflects the behavior of a spree killer.
That's what I was thinking. I was
so the dictionary defines it as serial, but the FBI defines it as spree, which I say that's spree too.
Yeah, quick.
A spree killer is someone who kills 2 or more victims over a short period of time without a cooling off period.
That makes sense. A serial killer has
to have a cooling off period. At this point...
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. I see what you're saying.
At this point, and with what we know about the case, it seems the description... Okay, whatever. This is for... Spree killers don't resume their normal lives in between killings like serial killers do. Because serial killers will kill someone.
So it's like in a day. But that's why I'm like, he's a serial killer, because he killed within, like, he went on killing sprees, but then had cooling off periods in between the sprees.
Right.
Not in between the kills.
Because it lasted a whole year.
Yeah, because I'm like, this, so he's both.
Mass murder is obviously like a school shooting, whatever. So it's weird. He might be in between spree and serial. Like, it could be like a, you know. So this half a year later, so this would be the cooling off period.
Okay, yeah.
A couple who parked their car 4 miles away from that crime scene was also gunned down. 1 injured and 1 killed. The survivor, Michael, was able to give a description of the killer. He described a heavy-set white man around 5'8". It would be the Zodiac killer himself that would give the police the remaining evidence. So that's where...
How's it unsolved? Didn't they find him, though? I'm so confused about that.
No, because this was in the
So
60s.
How did... Oh, it's the codes. It's the codes.
Yeah.
Okay, I keep like, how did he give them this information if they don't know where he is?
So this is at 12:48 a.m. that same night. Police received a strange call. I wish to report a double murder. If you go 1 mile east in Columbus Parkway to a public park, you will find the kids in a brown car. They have been shot with a 9mm Luger. I also killed those kids last year. Goodbye.
What do you mean you killed those kids last year?
Or 6 months ago, but this is last year.
Oh, he's talking about the kids that died.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you were saying he's talking about the kids in the car. I was like, you can't kill them now and last year.
A month later, newspapers received the first letter from the Zodiac killer. He demanded them publish the letter on the front page or he'd go on a killing rampage. The letter described the murders, all written with mysterious ciphers that seemed to form a code. This was a common theme with the other letters he would send, all signed with a cross-circle symbol. One such letter was decoded by a high school teacher and his wife. It read, so this is like a whole decode, I guess.
How did they decode it, though?
I literally don't know. I don't know.
Because it was like, are y'all just making shit up? Or like...
says they're teachers, so maybe, whatever. Yeah. Maybe they were history teachers. Maybe he was using like hieroglyphics.
If any teacher is going to decipher it, it's going to be like an English or history teacher. But like, so that makes sense. But I'm just like wondering if there's like a universal like symbol. Whatever. Because there are a lot of like, I don't know if you've ever gone in like fonts on like Google and like they'll randomly just be like a smiley face and like a heart that are associated with letters. So I don't know if there's like a universal thing that he was using or what, but
also this is the 60s. They didn't have a lot of like, or they had no internet.
I know, but I'm like there had to have been like characters that are like universal.
They're probably using like books and stuff.
Aside from the teachers, the police also decoded them. Yeah. So I'm like, what did they use? We'll have to figure that out.
So it read, I like killing people because it is so much fun. It is more fun than killing wild game in the forest because man is the most dangerous animal of all. To kill something gives me the most thrilling experience. It is even better than getting your rocks off with a girl. The best part of it is that when I die, I will be reborn in paradise, and the have killed will become my slaves. I will not give you my name because you will try to slow down or atop my collection of slaves for my afterlife.
Talk about living life in delusion.
No, most of them were definitely delusional.
When I come back, I'm gonna come back in paradise, and everyone I kill is gonna be a slave. Like, girl,
but that part's the first half is so crazy to think like it is more fun than killing wild game in the forest because man is the most dangerous animal of all. To kill something gives me the most thrilling experience. It's even better than getting your rocks off with a girl.
He wouldn't know. I'm sorry, if you can get your rocks off with a girl, you're not out killing people.
That's so crazy.
Strange. That's so strange.
No, but I've literally I have read a lot of stuff, and all serial killers say it's like the best feeling in the world because you have the most power. Like
for them, yeah.
Well, yeah, for them, but that's why they say that to take away someone's life and to have that power. Wild. I feel like it's probably also because they never had power growing up. They were probably always kids that got bullied and stuff. that they wanted to take back their power.
The
Zodiac killer would go on killing and leaving frustrating evidence for the police, coded letters, anonymous phone calls, the cross circle written on victims' cars, sending over bloodstained shirts, accounts from survivors, but the police never found him. That's so crazy. So it's a cold case. It just never...
Damn. And he's dead now.
Yeah, because this was the 60s and he was probably at least. But imagine you got away with this for the rest of your life.
You know how many people got away with shit? Dude,
I know.
That freaks me out. Bodies that were never even found. Just because they didn't matter.
So weird. So this next one, I don't actually even think I know, but it's called the Tam and Shud case. The Zodiac killer wasn't the only one who loved to use codes. On the morning of December 1st, 1948, so even further back, a body was found on Somerton Beach in Australia. The man's body was in perfect condition with no injuries to be found. He was well dressed, although all the labels on his clothes were missing. In his pocket was a train ticket to Henley Beach, never to be used. It would be a month later when they would find a suitcase linked to him at a railroad station. Its label was removed as well as those on the articles of clothing inside of it. Why were all the labels removed? Unfortunately, it led to no clues, just like his autopsy, which reported no foreign substance in his body that could directly link his death to poisoning. A month later, they would find the most substantial but puzzling evidence in a secret pocket in the man's trousers.
A month later?
It read...
They just opened the pocket?
Shud. Which was, I think, his name. Or maybe it wasn't, but here's the picture of the stuff that they found.
So weird.
Very weird. All the tags were just off of the...
Why big tail?
Like, all the labels on his clothes.
Also, why all of his stuff was at a train station, but he was on the beach?
Yeah.
That's so fucking weird.
Like,
that's some
perfect condition too.
That's some that's 1948.
So then
that too, it scared me the shit people got away with before we could do anything. Because cops were like, this was way above our pay grade back then. They're like, we're just giving people speeding tickets.
They're like, we don't even have the technology to do this. So then it also says public library officials called in to translate the phrase. They concluded that it meant ended or finished, which can be found in a collection of poems. I'm not even going to try to read that. Immediately, police ran a nationwide search for the book, where this scrap paper was torn from. So ended or finished was found in a poem from this book, ripped out. A man came forward claiming that he found the book in the backseat of his unlocked car a week or two before they discovered the body. That's weird. On the back of it was a strange code scrawled out in pencil. A phone number linking to a nurse was also discovered, though the nurse said she had given a copy of the poem to an army officer named Alfred Boxall. Both the man who found the book and the nurse denied any connection with the dead man.
Weird.
They never got any further with the case, although many suspect it might have just been a suicide since the book's theme was about having no regrets when life ends.
But how did he die then? What was the cause of death in the autopsy?
They didn't find...
I hate when they give you information and they're like, so the autopsy said that he wasn't poisoned. I was like, okay, so what did the autopsy say?
Right.
Because that's the whole point of the autopsy is to give you a cause of death.
Right. And they said he wasn't injured. They found him in perfect condition. They said no poison.
So how else do you die? Is it undetermined?
So then it says they think it might have been a suicide, blah, blah, blah. Others may think he might be a spy. And
I was going to say, this sounds like some underground, shit that's going on.
Could be. And until there are any breaks in the case, his grave will remain reading, "Here lies the unknown man who was found at Somerton Beach, December 1st, 1948. Because no one knew his name.
No.
They're just guessing that the paper was his name, Tam and Shud. But, A spy name.
Oh my God.
No, that's really bizarre.
That might be a government thing.
It might be.
Because, like, maybe there's, like, maybe somebody found it before there was enough time for them to, like, cover it up. And they got in contact and they were just like, yeah, don't look into this further.
But how do you just drop dead without anything in your system? No injuries. Very bizarre.
It's so weird.
And then, like, his grave is just going to say that forever.
Who paid for that?
The grave? I don't know.
The city?
Yeah, also, like, what, he just had no family or family never linked. No one ever linked, like...
That's just so crazy.
Weird. And then on each of these articles, guys, I'm on police1.com. After each of these articles, it says, like, read more about the Zodiac Killer here, and then you can click it. But I'm just reading, like, the basic ones that they have, but it gives you more in-depth stuff, I guess. Ooh, this one's a girl. The Tara Calico case, which I also don't know.
That sounds familiar. Oh, calico, like cat.
Yeah, so she looks like that.
Oh, shit, wait, I think I heard about this.
Really?
That picture looks crazy.
It's like her yearbook picture. It was in the 88.
No, I mean the other one. I think I've heard about this. Go ahead and tell me.
I'm going to read it and see if because I'm not sure I have. On the morning of September 20th, 1988, so not too long ago, but...
Wait, can I interject? Mm-hmm. I believe that they found that picture. I forget where. I don't remember the whole thing of the story. But I believe that is the picture they found, and that is all the evidence they have of her. Like, she went missing, and they found that picture, and it's her. Mm-hmm. And they don't know where it is or who took it. I don't remember where they found the picture, but that's what I remember from that case and seeing that picture right now.
Let's see if you're right. So on the morning of September 20th, 1988, in Belen, New Mexico, it seemed like a perfect day to ride a bike. Tara Calico borrowed her mother's pink bike to go out for a spin. Extroverted and active, she worked as a bank teller and was studying to become either a psychologist or a psychiatrist. She planned to play tennis that afternoon and asked her mom to drive out after her in case she got a flat tire and didn't return home by noon. Okay, so she even went the safe measure and was like, Mom, follow me. Like, go after me if she didn't return home by noon. Okay. She never did return. Every lead went to a dead end until a year later, when a photo was found depicting a young woman her age and a missing boy both gagged. The Polaroid photograph was found in a parking lot outside a junior food store in Florida.
Yeah, it was like a random fucking. It was just like a random fucking place that they found it. That's what I remember.
That's weird. The 9-year-old Michael Henley went missing in the same area as Calico in April of 1988, and this was September 1988 when she did. When he was hunting turkeys with his father. They appeared to be in the back of a van with a copy of a book written by V.C. Andrews, Calico's favorite author, lying right beside the girl. Initially, Tara's mother didn't think the girl was her, but the girl in the photograph had a scar identical to Calico. But still, due to the lack of evidence, many experts dismissed the photograph. In 1990, Michael Henley's body was found in Zuni Mountains, where he was hunting, which strongly disconnects the theory that those two were abducted and taken to Florida. Calico's parents would eventually die, never finding out who took their daughter.
Because that is a whole thing, too, because they were like, okay, well, if it's not her in the picture, then who is in this picture? Because obviously they fucking need help.
Right.
So, like, that was, like, that I remember hearing. I don't remember where I heard that.
It is weird because it does, but doesn't look like her. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and it's a Polaroid.
Yeah.
So it makes it really small and harder to tell.
Yeah.
And, like, the hair color is different and stuff. Isn't that just crazy? Like and that was the 80s. That was almost the 90s. That was 88, which means we had more technology, a little bit more by then. And that's
But they didn't even find that picture till a year after she went missing.
Yeah, which means like they couldn't find
she could have been dead anyway.
Yeah, they couldn't find any evidence.
Even if that gave a lead, like, she would have already been dead.
I can't believe that there was no other, like, supporting evidence in that year. It was just, like, couldn't find her, and then it just says, well, we found a photo a year later. What's the photo gonna do? You know what I mean?
It fucks me up because I'm like, you think about all the killers that, like, try to be so like, careful and not get caught and then do get caught. And then you think about all the killers that probably literally just swipe somebody and then
just
nobody ever could figure it out. Like,
and like, she was just riding her bike, so they never found the bike or anything, you know what I mean? Like, no one saw her last. Like, it's so weird. The next one is the severed feet mystery. So it's a bunch of shoes.
Girl, this is the one that I was telling you about, where all these feet washed up on a beach.
So we already talked about that.
No,
right?
we didn't.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna talk about it, and we never fully got into it. Girl, read it because it's fucking crazy.
Oh, and this was more so recent.
Yeah,
this is 2007, which is like, we have technology.
When I was looking up like phenomenons, somebody said that when I was looking it up like the other day when we were doing podcasts, I think it said that it was solved. We can look that up later and see. I don't know if it's solved. Last I checked, like the last literally however many years I've been into this, it has not been solved. Nobody knows why it's happening.
Oh my God. Okay, so this says, in 2007, a girl was roaming a beach in British Columbia when she found a sneaker. To her horror, as she opened up the sock, she found that a human foot was inside. Okay, since then, a number of severed feet have washed ashore. The feet have been connected to 5 men, 1 a woman, and 3 of unknown sex. Throughout the years, with a hoax foot thrown here and there, the case has never been completely closed, with many theories floating around as to who the feet belong to. The Vancouver police managed to identify 1 foot in 2008, matching its DNA to a man who was described as suicidal. They later were able to match 2 other feet to a woman who was also believed to have committed suicide. Because of these findings, many speculate that the feet belonged to those who jumped off a bridge to their deaths. However, because of the rarity of only feet and no other body parts showing up, some believe that the feet were connected to a plane crash by a nearby island. Others suggest they were those of the victims of the Asian tsunami in 2004, since the make of the shoes were all manufactured before 2004. Whatever sources these feet are coming from, they have left the world baffled for years.
I remember, take this with a grain of salt, because I forget where maybe I watched a video on YouTube or something, but I remember that they said they combed the lake and, couldn't find bodies, because they were trying to find bodies. But regardless of, even if you're okay, it's people's bodies, why are the feet just falling off?
Well,
the feet would not just fall off.
Was this a lake or a beach?
Well, wherever it was.
I don't know.
Combed it. Well, I'm just saying, they combed it.
Because,
they tried to find a body, because they were okay, well, maybe there's bodies here. And they couldn't find any bodies, just feet. But I'm saying, even if there was bodies, why are the feet just falling off? You would find other body parts, and also the feet wouldn't just fall off. Your foot has to be, cut off.
Yeah.
Even if it's a victim. Also, the whole phenomenon was that there were only tennis shoes, too. Only tennis shoes. So I remember at one point, I think it said,
It said all shoes manufactured before 2004.
Well, it was also only, I mean...
a certain type of sneaker.
Yeah, it was only, just, tennis shoes. Well, I mean, in the sense of, running shoes. They didn't find, dress shoes. It might
actually be those, yeah.
Yeah, it was only, these types of shoes. It was not, a dress shoe sneakers. Or a high heel. It was all just, running shoes. And somebody thought, maybe somebody was, there was a killer killing runners. But, nobody could find the bodies. And I remember also this information. Don't take it with a grain of salt, because I remember this actually. That they said that when they were testing them, they found a couple matches. Where, 1 foot would come up. And then a couple months later, the matching foot would come up.
That's weird.
So they found a couple matches where it's these 2 are related, but we don't know whose feet these are in the fucking shoes.
I'm trying to, I clicked on the more, see more. Clustered around the summer months. The most common month to find feet is August.
It's just why is this happening?
Most of the feet are single, but 4 of the feet have shown to belong to 2 people, bringing the total to 9 people's remains discovered. 3 of those people have been identified, and their deaths attributed to natural causes.
But it's some of the known victims
Some of the known victims were local and thought to be suicidal during their lives.
But it's like based on what?
Yeah, well, this explains a few of the victims.
Like,
the rest have frustrated local authorities. We thought they were
suicidal. Like, don't just put that on my
And that's
name.
it. That's all it fucking just has. Yeah. Like, what?
That's so weird. So strange.
That's
like my favorite thing to bring up. Because I'm like, why are feet washing up on the beach?
Like, what?
Like, just the feet in the shoe. Never just a foot. Never just a shoe, but a foot in a shoe, and never a high heel or a dress shoe. But always a running shoe.
I mean, a plane crash would make sense, but still, why are the feet
No, it wouldn't, because, that's what I'm saying. Like, even if a plane crashed, it's not like it perfectly crashes to where it cuts off your ankle.
No,
and then,
I'm just like...
How are the feet just coming up? Like,
you think there's something in the sea that's eating everything but the feet?
Like... And you could be like, okay, well, the feet are covered, so maybe it's like that. They're probably wearing clothes, no?
Yeah.
Like, how is just the feet coming off? Like, somebody's cutting the feet off. like, that's how I
like, thinking it's a fun joke. Like,
that's how I fucking feel. Shore. Like, there's no way that the foot is just falling off at the ankle. There's nothing special about the ankle where it would just fall off. And if there is, then it would also happen at your wrist. So you would find hands, too.
That is so bizarre.
Like, that is so strange. Oh, my God. No.
That's, like, so weird. I had never heard of that.
I'm glad that came up, because I totally forgot to talk about it last time.
That's so weird. The next one is the dead woman who named her killer. Although this case has been solved, how it was solved remains a mystery. So in 1977, a respiratory therapist in Chicago was murdered in her apartment. Teresa Basso was found under a flaming mattress, a butcher knife buried in her chest. Police attempted to track her stolen jewelry with no luck. They also failed in trying to link any of the suspects to the crime. It seemed impossible to find the perpetrator, that is, until Remy Chua, a co-worker who barely knew the victim, involuntarily became a leading source of information. Remy began having frequent visions and nightmares about Bassa. It started in the locker room of her work, where she experienced seeing a man's face behind Bassa. This would repeat in her dreams. Remy then began channeling Bassa's spirit when conversing with her husband. While channeling Bassa's spirit, Remy told her husband the entire story of Bassa's murder. She claimed an orderly at the hospital named Alan Showery was helping Bassa with her television when he assaulted her. He then killed her and set her mattress on fire. The spirit was even able to give the details of what happened to the jewelry.
Wait, so a ghost killed her? I'm confused. I'm so confused. It's a ghost?
He was like channeling her spirit.
What?
So, of what happened to her jewelry, which was given to Showery's common law wife. He convinced his wife to give these details to the police. The police were skeptical at first, but after seeing the jewelry on his wife, her cousin was able to confirm it was just as the spirit said she could. The police were able to convict the man for 14 years in jail. Unfortunately, there was not enough evidence to convict him longer. But was it really her ghost who named her killer? Perhaps Remy had knew some facts in the case and disguised it as a spirit possessing her. Whatever led police to the killer remains to be a mystery. That one's just weird. I feel like I would have to dive deeper into understanding what that is, but... Oh, God. This one. The Boy in the Box.
Oh, my God. I know about this one. Have you heard about it?
No.
Oh, my gosh. I'll let you read it.
Okay.
I won't, because I was going to start explaining, but I was like, you'll get more information if you just read it.
Okay. Ooh, this one already looks... Wow, okay. So it was the year 1957 in Philadelphia when a hunter found...
Philadelphia?
I was like, wait, why are you screaming?
Because I did not remember that this happened in Philly.
So close to us.
I love Philly.
Yeah. So it was the year 1957 in Philadelphia when a hunter found the bruised body of a boy in a J.C. Penney box. What? The boy, around 4 to 6 years old, was nude and wrapped in flannel. He seemed to have died from blows to the head. Fearing his muskrat traps would be confiscated.
Wait, let me see. Where? Confiscated?
Confiscated. I didn't know. Why does it look like it shouldn't be spelled like that?
No, it doesn't look like, right.
Fearing his muskrat traps would be confiscated by the police, the hunter didn't report the body.
What a dick.
What? It was...
I don't want my muskrat traps to be taken away.
That's so dumb. It was 2 days later when a college student found the body that the police started on the case of America's
Wait, then how do they even know that guy found him?
He probably said after.
He was like, okay, yeah, I saw it too.
It immediately attracted the media's attention, and flyers of the boy were seen throughout Pennsylvania. Although police received thousands of leads, they were never able to uncover the identity of the young boy. They tried tracing back the J.C. Penney box and checking the boy's fingerprints, but everything led to a dead end. However, there were 2 promising leads of note. One lead involved a foster home located 1.5 miles away. A medical examiner who pursued the case until his death had a psychic lead him to the foster home, where he found a bassinet similar to the one that was sold in the box. Oh. Hanging on the clothesline were blankets much like the one wrapped around the boy. He believed the boy belonged to the stepdaughter of the man who ran the home, and she didn't want to be found as an unwed mother.
Oh, okay.
Police interviewed the couple but closed the investigation. Okay, well that. And then the other one in 2003. Wait, what? Whoa. Okay, so this was in 1957. Mm-hmm. They closed that one and reopened another one in 2003.
That's wild.
It's like 40 years later
yeah.
or something. So then in 2003, they opened the case again when interviewing a woman identified as M, who claimed her abusive mother bought the child back in 1954. Bought the child? Okay. According to her, her mother killed the boy in a fit of rage. Because M was mentally unstable, the investigation was closed as well, leaving the boy to remain America's unknown child. This was like an America...
Is that the end of the thing?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a little bit more information. Not too much more, but I remember that they, like, when I heard about this case, they also dressed him up to try to find, like, which is some weird shit they would do in the 50s. But they dressed him up and tried to, like, put makeup on him to make him look normal. So, like, maybe people could, like, maybe see
that
what he looks like. No, not that. That's, like, how they found him.
Oh.
Which is, like, he looks, like, fucked up in that picture. But they dressed him up, too. And then, what else was I going to say? There was something else that you said that reminded me of something from the case. But, yeah, basically... Oh, I personally think it's really sad because my opinion is some family... something happened, like something close to the fit of like somebody, like I don't know, didn't want him or like maybe he was already being abused and they accidentally killed him and just tried to get rid of the body. And back in the 50s, it's like way easier to get away with shit.
Yeah,
so,
no, really.
I don't know. I feel like really that one's sad. Really sad, but
it is. I don't even think it said how old he was. No. Oh. 4 to 6 years old. Yeah, that's really sad. In a J.C. Penney box. So looked like this?
Yeah. Just in there.
So that was like obviously on purpose that he was like killed and put in that box and then put in the woods. That's so sad. And then his grave says, "Heavenly Father, bless this unknown boy." Jesus. But they know who it is. Oh. They don't.
Girl.
I thought they knew his name.
No, they don't.
And they just didn't know the killer. Wow.
No.
I think it's really fascinating that they reopened it in 2003. Like, 40 years later. Like, I'm honestly surprised that they didn't, not forget about it, but, like, I'm surprised that they took the effort to be like, oh, like, let's reopen a case from the 50s. Like, that to me is, like, crazy.
I love when they do that. Because I'm like, that gives chance for, like, justice to be served. Or even just... us to know that little boy's name, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So, yeah, he definitely probably didn't have, like, any good family or anything. That's so sad. Okay. The next one, I don't know this one either. The Jeanette Alma case. Ooh, this one has witchcraft in the article. See how it says witchcraft in the title of
shit.
Okay, this one's gonna be good. This one connects to Salem, I think it says.
Oh.
So, like, the headlining of this title of the article in the paper back then says, Witchcraft Implicated in De Palma Murder. So this says, usually people connect witches to Salem, Massachusetts, but for this particular case, the witches were in Springfield, New Jersey.
Oh, okay.
It all started in 1972, so not that long ago, when a dog brought home a decomposed forearm.
Oh, bitch.
Okay.
First of all, put that back outside.
I know, why are dogs doing that? Like,
I found something.
Ew. I feel like dogs are, like, low-key trying to help us out. They're
like,
dude,
this isn't right.
They're like,
no, because they know.
I can trail out in the woods for you and dig around and, like, take stuff home to you. And, this prompted a police search, and a body was soon found afterwards atop a cliff in Springfield.
With what?
Like, on top of a cliff.
Oh.
Which is weird. The body was identified to be that of Jeanette De Palma, a 16-year-old who had gone missing for 6 weeks. Immediately, rumors began spreading as to the cause of her death. The hill where she was discovered was covered with occult symbols, and many believed her body was placed on a makeshift altar.
Oh, shit. She was sacrificed.
Many locals, even some police members, blame a coven of witches, otherwise known as Satanists.
That's not the same thing.
That's not true at all.
That's not the same thing. I was going to say, I don't think it's witches. I think it's... I was just about to say, I don't think it's witches. I think it's Satanists.
So, yeah, Satanists and witches are not the same thing, but they're trying to categorize that as the same thing. Because they used her for a human sacrifice is what they're assuming happened because she was found on, like, a makeshift altar.
Yeah. I believe it was Satanists, but I don't believe it was witches.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it's totally different.
Witches don't do shit.
Because of a flood, much of the case's details have since been destroyed. Okay.
And the mountain?
Yeah, like...
How high was the flood? Wasn't she found on a mountain?
She was found on a mountain, so I'm assuming they mean, like, it washed it all. It washed the altar all down.
In my head, I'm just like, the flood didn't flood up to the mountain.
However, some reports from local papers mention that police couldn't determine the cause of death due to her badly decomposed body. Oof. Okay, well, so they found her body on an altar but couldn't determine exactly what happened. She was probably, like, set on fire or something.
Yeah.
That's probably what happened.
I guess they would find, like, charcoal and, like, burn.
Yeah, that's true.
So I guess they don't know.
They had also investigated a local homeless man who was a prime suspect.
Why was he a prime suspect? Leave him alone.
Ready? Only to find no connection with the killing.
Right, that's so surprising because it's almost like homeless people have better things to worry about than killing other
sacrificing people on top of mountains. As for the occult theory, many believe that De Palma may have provoked a group of Satan-worshipping teens at her high school when she was trying to evangelize them. Okay, well, that'll do it.
Oh, my God. Yeah. That'll do it.
I mean, seriously, if she's...
I'm not saying she deserved it. I'm just saying...
No.
That maybe if there's a group of creepy Satanists at your school, you shouldn't try to
antagonize them to believing.
Still, what happened to her was wrong. I'm just saying, read the room, girl.
I mean, that was definitely it. Like, that's definitely what happened. They were like, dude, she's gotta go. Like,
they were like, okay, we are gonna go to church, but we all have to go on top of this mountain. That's so fucked, bro.
Like,
but no, they would have found out. They would have found out. They're teens.
Well, to finish it, it says, she was involved with a group who helped drug addicts by finding faith in Christ. The reverend who ran the group theorized that she was selected as a sacrifice to the group because of this. Was she a human sacrifice, or did these suspicions help hide the real killer? Perhaps no one will ever know.
Jeez.
I mean, honestly, though, it's a good theory. You know, I was looking more into it to see. So in late 1997, Weird, New Jersey received a letter from a fan named Billy Martin. The short letter, entitled "In the Watchung Mountains," read, "There was an alleged ritual sacrifice, I think, in the Hoodale Quarry near Springfield. A local dog brought a body part home to its master, which led to an investigation. I don't know if it's true or just a local myth." That's so crazy. I forgot about the part with the dog bringing the arm. I was like, I'm just trying to read the rest of it. Oh. So, Weird New Jersey is a website that, like, the link took further. When the editors of Weird New Jersey began their own investigation into her unexplained death, they were immediately met with resistance from the local police, who claimed that all files and evidence relating to the De Palma case had been destroyed during flooding from Hurricane Floyd in 1999.
Okay. They didn't have anything anyway, did they?
Well, everything that they had, though. No, they did have, well... It's just weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, everything they had on her was destroyed.
Yeah, everything was destroyed.
Today, we finally know that to be untrue. After a decade of working with Weird New Jersey correspondent Jesse P. Polak, co-authored with Mark Morin the definitive book on the De Palma case, 2015's Death on the Devil's Teeth, and Jeanette's nephew Ray, Weird New Jersey has finally obtained copies of Jeanette's case file from the Union County Prosecutor's Office. After years of denials from previous acting prosecutors, Polak was able to consult with former UCPO Director of Communications in 2019. Wow. To submit a detailed file request under the New Jersey Open Public Records Act and the Freedom of Information Act. And then it went into COVID-19. Like, this has been an ongoing thing. Wow.
Damn, the De Palma case?
Yeah.
I feel like there's just not that much to it. Like, why is it ongoing?
Well, it's just because it's, like, her nephew wanted to, like, know. I don't even know. That's, like, a guess what the sketch looked like of, like, her body on, like, the alleged,
who drew that?
Like, the alleged, like, sacrificing place.
Damn.
So weird.
It could be all a ploy to disguise the real killer, though.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it that way, that is just that aspect makes you're like, we're so stuck on the sacrificing thing, but imagine, like, somebody killed this girl
and covered it up
and just like put all this weird shit around it.
Yeah.
And now they're just so stuck on it that they can't find the real person. Because they're like, well, it would have to be somebody that would sacrifice. And it's like, no, it could just be the guy down the street.
No, literally.
Like, look for other stuff, too.
I can't believe they took the homeless man, like, as a suspect.
Leave homeless people the fuck alone. The only thing scary about homeless people is sometimes if they're on drugs and maybe, like, a little bit trying to, like, get in your face. But most of the time, they just are doing them. Like, they just want to be left alone.
Right.
Just leave them alone. Like, they're not, like...
So this one...
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
The Glico Maringnaga case. Never heard of it, but it says, okay, brace yourselves because this case is as twisted as a TV crime show.
Oh my God.
It deals with the Japanese company's Azake Glico, best known for its Pocky snacks and moringa.
Oh.
Is that like the...
Pocky, yeah. Like the little breadsticks with the chocolate.
Yeah. In 1984, two armed men in masks broke into CEO Katyusha Zaki's mother's home and bound her, taking the house key of Glico's CEO. Entering his house, they also tied up his wife and daughter. Mrs. Izaki attempted to negotiate money with the men, but they were after something else. Cutting off the telephone cords, they raided the bathroom where Izaki and his other two children were hiding. They abducted Izaki and held him hostage at a warehouse. They issued a ransom for 1 billion yen and 100 kilograms of gold bars. Their plans were discovered when Izaki managed to escape 3 days later. A few weeks later, just when the company thought it had escaped extortion, vehicles in its headquarters parking lot were set on fire. Then a container where hydrochloric acid and a threatening letter addressed to Glico were found in Ibaraki, where the warehouse was located. This began a string of letters from a person or group that dubbed itself the Monster with 21 Faces, named after a villain in a Japanese detective series. The letters threatened the company's products, claiming that their candies were laced with potassium cyanide soda. Glico was forced to pull the products off the shelves, resulting in a $21 million loss and the layoff of 450 part-time workers. After months of tormenting Glico, the Monster with 21 Faces decided to look for fun someplace else. Their final letter towards the company read, "We forgive Glico." With that abrupt ending, they turned their sights on the food companies Marudai Ham House Foods Corporation in Fujiya. In exchange of stopping their harassment towards Marudai, one of its employees was to hand them ransom money on a train. This was when an investigator who disguised himself as an employee saw the prime suspect known as the Fox-Eyed Man. The man was well built, his hair cut short and permed with eyes like those of a fox. After dropping the ransom as instructed, he and another investigator attempted to follow the Fox-Eyed Man, only to lose him. They would get a second chance later on, but he again evaded them. After continuing harassment towards the police, a year later, Police Superintendent Yamamoto committed suicide by setting himself on fire, ashamed of his failure to capture the Fox-Eyed Man. 5 days following the death, the Monster with 21 Faces sent its final letter to the media. Yamamoto of Shiga Prefecture Police died. How stupid of him. We've got no friends or secret hiding place in Shiga. It's Yoshino or Shikata who should have died. What have they been doing for as long as 1 year and 5 months? Don't let bad guys like us get away with it. There are many more fools who want to copy us. No courier Yamamoto died like a man. So we decided to give our condolence. We decided to forget about torturing food-making companies. If anyone blackmails any of the food-making companies, it's not us, but someone copying us.
It's literally not us. We didn't do it. That's so weird.
We are bad guys. That means we've got more to do other than bullying companies. It's fun to lead a bad man's life. Monster with 21 Faces. And with that final statement, the Monster with 21 Faces disappeared, never to be heard from again. Japanese people are wild. They're like ninjas.
Oh my god.
The bad guys never get found. That's just crazy.
I'm just confused on the, like...
That was just, like, why are you attacking food companies?
But also, like, they were like, you're not even gonna, like, try to find us?
They were so mad.
They were like, like, you're just gonna kill yourself. You're not even gonna try.
So they were like, anyone copying us?
They were like, we're actually done, because this is so pathetic, and if it happens again, it's not us.
So, like, don't even try to categorize it with us.
Jeez.
And they go, we're bad guys. We're better at just torturing food companies. We're gonna move on.
Like, but that's what you did for a really long time. So I'm so confused.
It doesn't even make any sense. But
oh my gosh.
So the next one, maybe you know this one. I don't know this one, but the SS Urain Medan or something. I'm probably saying it wrong, but it's a ship. So
wait, that sounds familiar.
Ooh, it's a ghost ship.
Oh, okay, that's why.
Gosh, this one I don't remember it, but super interesting.
It's vaguely familiar.
Ghost ships. Okay, ready? Ghost ships aren't just portrayed in legends and movies such as the Pirates of the Caribbean. In this true story, the entire crew mysteriously perished. Okay. It all started in 1947 when ships traveling the Straits of Malacca, located between Sumatra and Malaysia, heard a troubling distress call. All officers, including captain, are dead, lying in chart room and bridge, possibly whole crew dead. Following the message was some indecipherable Morse code, and then finally die. An American ship called Silver Star answered the distress call and found the Auray Medan, but there were no signs of the crew on the deck, even when they tried to call to them. And so they boarded the ship, only to find themselves in a horror scene. Scattered across the deck were the corpses of the Dutchmen, their faces construed in such a way one would think they had witnessed something ghastly before their demise. Even the dog was dead, its face also contorted in agony.
What?
Okay. Like terrified, yeah.
Oh my God.
The captain's body was found on the bridge while the communication officer was still at his post, his cold fingers still pressing the telegraph. The American crew went down to the boiler deck to find the same situation. Despite it being over 100 degrees down there, a cold chill came over them. Retreating to their ship again, they decided to tow the Auray Medan to port. But as soon as they attached the tow line, smoke began billowing out of the ship. Moments later, it exploded, sinking into its watery grave, taking all of its secrets along with it. What horrible thing did the crew witness? Some believe it was the work of the paranormal. Perhaps a band of ghost pirates raided the ship, or aliens decided to drop in. Such unexplainable things do happen, as firefighter and EMT Mick Mayers have experienced in his firehouse. Others, however, have more scientific explanations. Many theorize that the Dutch ship was smuggling hazardous materials such as potassium cyanide and nitroglycerin. Seawater may have interacted with the cargo, causing the toxic gases to be released and poison the crew. The nitroglycerin would later cause the explosion. Or maybe there was trouble in the boiler room and carbon monoxide killed the crew and a fire got out of hand and destroyed the ship. What is most troubling is the fact that, although the Silver Star is very real, there isn't any registration records of the ship. Did the ship even exist, or is it merely a sailor's tale? So they're saying weird. The ship that went to go rescue them, there's no records of it.
This reminds me of a movie called Triangle that you would love.
It's a movie. I gotta see that. Really good. Oh my God. What?
That's weird.
Okay, this is blowing my mind. So yeah, Silver Star answered the distress call, but then after there was no records of that ship ever.
Who went on the ship though? Who was the people? Was there not? Did they ever come back?
I don't know.
I'm so confused. That's weird.
I'm trying to click on more. Oh, article access denied. Okay.
Oh, okay.
When I clicked on it. That's so bizarre. It's just bizarre to think about. And that was back in the 40s. That's a big ass ship too. Mm-hmm. For it to just completely explode when they were supposedly towing it back into the thing to evaluate it and stuff.
I don't know. You're not taking me out of this water.
That's just weird. And their faces were all horrified. What? Very weird. The thing that blows my mind is just no records. Although the Silver Star is very real, there isn't any registration records of the ship. So it was never.
What does that mean?
When you register your car, with the DMV or something, there was no registration. Okay, this is the last story. Look at this guy's face.
That's Uncanny Valley.
He looks creepy. The Cape Intruder. He looks scary, and he looks like he has a lot of plastic surgery, even though this was... Oh, this wasn't that long ago. Okay, so... This was 2005, which was not even long ago at all. So this final unsolved case is not a famous case, but a local one that I remember from years ago occurring in a neighboring town. If not for a brief mention of it in an old clip archive regarding a neighborhood watch, I might have thought it was just my imagination. Back in 2005, in the affluent town of Cape Elizabeth, Maine, the community experienced something unnerving. During the night, victims who kept their doors unlocked would wake up in the morning to catch a brief glimpse of a man staring at them. Why are you leaving your door unlocked ever at night?
Excuse me, what?
Why? Like, why ever?
What?
Before,
like in their bedroom?
I don't know. Like,
that's not weird.
I don't know. Oh yeah. Like, is it out their window? Is it him, like, in the house? Like, is it he knew their door was unlocked, so he's standing outside the window staring at them when they wake up? Before they could react, the man would flee the scene, leaving the house just as it was before he entered it. Nothing was stolen. Okay, so he would go inside of it. Would steal nothing but stare at them.
That's weird.
Okay, and this guy looks creepy, okay?
Like, I would...
If he was staring at me...
He's like, you know what? I'm going to see whose doors are unlocked, and then I'm just going to smile and stare.
That's psychopathic.
You're weird.
Nobody was...
I'd almost rather you take something.
Ew.
Like, just take something and
I
go.
know. Like, it's...
Like,
ew.
just take it and go. Like, don't stay and stare.
This is just weird. Nothing was stolen. Nobody was injured or killed. All that he took was their privacy when he snuck into their bedrooms to watch them sleep. Excuse me?
And so what? They'd wake up and then he'd be like, oh, he'd run out. Stop. Like, he'd run out. Yeah. Oh my God, I would kill myself if that happened to me. I would rather be stolen from. I would kill myself for that. If I woke up to a rando in my room staring at me, and then as soon as I wake up, he runs out of the house. I would literally move states. Yeah. I don't think I would. Yeah. I think I could literally
that would be the last night I would sleep, for sure.
I think I could literally get burgled. And I'd be like, okay, sleeping there and just lock my doors and probably just be a little bit nervous. Yeah. But like, if that happened, I would have to move out of the country.
Literally. That day, I would pack up everything. The second
you're like... And then he's like... he just runs as soon as you see him.
That would literally be the last day I would ever sleep in that house.
Like, he just escapes? Is that what it said?
It said before they could even react, the man would flee the scene. Leaving the house just as it was before he entered it.
They're like, they just woke up.
The fact that would be my last day sleeping there.
There's no way before they could even react to you.
I would be in a hotel that night after. Like, I'd be... Why is your door not locked either? Like, why is it not locked? People who don't lock their doors, I don't trust them. I don't trust them.
He just leaves. He knows. He's like, I'm just going to troll. That is trolling IRL, and that's not okay.
And this was 2005. It wasn't even
so they never caught him?
It said...
They never got him?
It says, a rough sketch depicting a man in his early 20s played on the local news. Everybody seemed to think they knew who it was, and the police received a number of calls from concerned citizens naming possible suspects. Although 2 people named the same person, the police never did catch the Cape intruder. After some intrusions in August, December, and February, he never did break in again. Perhaps he had his fill of staring at sleeping bodies during that time period.
That has to be exhausting because you have to sneak in the night.
Yeah.
And then wait until them. Or I guess you could just fuck around until it's like about the time you think they'd wake up and then you just pretend like you were staring at them the whole time.
But the thought that such a person existed and still walks among us is enough to give anyone the chills. And of course serves as a grim reminder to lock our doors. He's still alive, obviously. This is only 15 years ago.
Him being out there does not scare me. I don't feel like he's dangerous. I just feel like he's a weirdo.
Yeah.
And it's just
I lock my doors anyways, so it's fine.
If I experienced that, I would absolutely just,
But can you just look at his face?
Like...
If you woke up to that...
that he's not cute. So it's not a pleasant. Well, it's not a pleasant thing to wake up to. That's a horrifying thing to wake up to.
Like, why do you look like that?
No lips. I'm describing the picture. You can look it up if you want. No lips. He looks like he has plastic surgery. He looks like a Ken doll. He looks fake.
It looks like if you guys know what uncanny valley is, it's basically like when something looks so close to human, but you know it's not. If you type in like uncanny valley, it'll pop up. Okay, it's one of those.
Oops. Uncanny valley.
Yeah, it's almost like if you look at like AI robots or like Megan.
That's what he looks like.
For example,
Megan. That's
she's like uncanny. She's a little bit uncanny valley.
Yeah.
Yeah, where it's
he literally does look like.
Oh, you that website where this person does not exist.
What?
It's like that website. This person does not exist. It's like a bunch of AI.
No, but look who popped up, the two people from the Polar Express.
No, Uncanny Valley, because
they're creepy.
They're so creepy because they look how much they look like humans, but then they're not. Also, what is that?
Ew.
Get it off. Get it off the screen. I can't.
Yeah, he's probably a what is it, an NPC. Whatever. So weird, so unsettling. Okay,
that's so weird.
What do you think his issue was?
He fled the scene.
Like, what was his issue?
My thing is, to flee the scene, you got to be fast. Because I know these people just woke up.
I know.
Like, the fight or flight will kick in. Yeah. It's like, John, there's a man, and then he's already like, whoop. Right? Like,
yeah. And then you would look out your window and see him running out. Like no one's following him. No one's getting in there.
The image of looking out the window and seeing him like sprinting in the street.
Like you're not getting in your car and chasing after him. Your car will beat his running.
Oh my god, I wouldn't even.
Also, no one identified
him? That's so fucked up because that happens in the beginning of your day, and now for the rest of the day, you're just fucked up. Like, you just can't.
For the rest of your life, how would you sleep again?
You just can't even have a normal day after that.
How would you sleep again after finding out someone's staring at you?
Because, oh my god, it fucks up your day and night because you're like.
Fucks up your whole life.
He came in at night. But we saw him leave during the day. He was still here during the day. He was staring at us during the day. It's like, I don't feel safe.
Like, what's his lesson to teach you to lock your doors? Like, oh, you should have locked your doors. Now I'm staring at you.
Nothing was taken. He said, I don't want anything. But
that's weird. That's a weird fetish.
Like,
that's
just
weird.
take something.
I'd rather you take
my
something.
Fucking living room remote. So I feel like there was a reason.
Yeah.
The scary thing is that there just wasn't a reason. That's the scariest
And the
part.
thing is, two of them identified it as the same person. Like, drawn. But this was a small town.
They just let him go.
They just never found him.
Oh. We know that weird. Guy. But, like, how those people know that guy? So,
it was a sketch. Like, they asked them all to, draw a sketch of what they think it looked like. And two of them, identified, the same-looking sketch, that. Or they were also, no, they were also, I think I've seen him before. Yeah. That's the sketch. I also think I've seen him before. Because when you wake up, you're looking at him. But also, they were I think I've seen him before.
That is so
But he was never caught, and this was a very small town. So he was not, I don't think he was a real person. I think he was an alien.
Oh my god.
Right?
That's actually
They never
iconic.
Found him? You know what I mean?
Alien comes down, he's like, you know what? I need to study humans.
People like that, yeah.
He gets all the information. They wake up, he's like, oh fuck. He runs.
Yeah.
He turns invisible because he's an alien. He did look like not a person.
And no one caught him.
It's scarier if he was a person.
2005 where our technology was very good.
Yeah.
It was pretty good in 2005.
I know, there's some unsolved cases, though, where technology, that Snapchat one, where, they caught that man on Snapchat, and they still, nobody found him. But there's a whole picture of him.
Why? And this was a whole, draw. I don't understand.
I don't know. That picture reminds me of that guy where it was, everybody was having dreams about him. Do you remember that?
No.
I never had a dream about that guy, but then I also was
oh.
Where it was people are saying they've seen this man in their dreams.
Oh, yeah. I think I did hear about
Look it up. If you,
Here.
0228. I don't have any secrets.
What am I looking at?
Have you seen this man in your dreams? Okay. It's basically this guy, and it's really an uncomfortable looking picture. And a lot of different people from all around the world say they saw that guy in their dreams. Yeah.
I have.
I've never seen that
and
guy
I don't want to.
I did have one.
I'm going to not look before he is in my dreams.
But that's what I thought. I was like, it's like kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy because now that that's everywhere, everyone's going to start seeing it.
Like, because if you're
But I never did. But one of my friends did say that she saw him.
That's weird.
Which is so weird.
But to conclude that unsolved mystery, I think he's an alien. Yeah. How do you live in a small town in 2005 with our technology and you don't ever find this guy?
I don't know, dude.
Wait.
I don't know, dude. It's weird.
What was your password?
0228. Me just putting my whole password on the podcast.
Yeah, but it's not like anyone. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. How do I?
But you gotta think about it too. Like, for example, JC Dugard was in the backyard of like a couple's house for X amount of years. Had 2 whole kids and nobody knew her. You know?
Yeah.
So
I'm trying to see where was it? Oh, okay. This one doesn't have the read more about this person here. The Cape Intruder.
I gotta tell my mom about that, dude.
That's weird.
She's gonna be like,
what
the fuck? Before they could even react, he would flee the scene. I want to hear like the witness testimonial.
That's
like I want to hear their
like,
story. Well, look it up on YouTube. Maybe here. Let me see. Let me see if there is a Cape Intruder witness. This man wants your home and wants you to sleep. Cape Intruder witness. Oh my god. Oh, ew. Oh my god, that was so scary. Ew. Oh my god, I hate how he pops up like that. I just want to see. Oh, this is another sketch.
Ew.
Which is very similar. He's just watching.
Why is it similar to the guy in the dreams almost?
Oh my god, what is that version?
I don't know.
Dark. I hate this picture. Ah! Did you see that?
No.
Oh my god, wait.
Ew.
That scared the fuck out of me.
No way.
Get it off my phone. I don't know how to get it off without looking. Okay, well, I'm done looking it up. That was terrifying.
If you guys want to look it up and give us any insight,
please do, because I've traumatized myself enough for the night. How do I get out of this?
So yeah, if you guys want to send in any questions or anything you found out about any of these unsolved murders we're talking about, please do, because if you guys find out any more information, it's always cool to hear. Also, if you guys have any other unsolved cases that you would like us to read about and touch on and talk about and give our opinions on it, you can also post that below. Because that's cool too. Because these are only like top 10, I think, that were not solved. But these are fun. These are fun to talk about. Because it makes you all spooky and creepy. But I think that's all we have for today. So we will catch you guys on the next podcast.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, see ya. Bye.